So we're one day away from the halfway mark this month, and I'm not doing well on Fabelin at all. We are in trouble. Hello, my lovely friends. It's Margaret. Welcome back to my channel. In this vlog, I am going to be trying to do so many things. Number one, we are going to be trying to get caught up on all of the books that I should have been reading earlier this month. I am currently this is from last night. I am currently about 80 pages into Ship of Magic. I haven't done the actual, like I've done the math to figure out percentage-wise where I am, but I haven't actually gone through and figured out where, what exact page I'm on. Just because this is the first time I've been home. I just got home from work and I'm about to go jogging, and I need to read 4 more hours of this book to stay caught up with what I need to be reading to be done with this by the live show on Friday. Live show Friday, where I have to discuss this book that I just started. I also just started Winter in Sokcho, which thankfully is also on my TBR. These are both on my TBR. So if I can finish these this week, that will be 3 books that were on my TBR that I finished. This one I think will be pretty quick because I was able to read like 30 pages in 15 minutes. So this is reading really fast, really easily. So I'm hoping I'll be able to like knock this out today and tomorrow and to be done. And then I can move on to other books on my TBR. Wait, okay. I was having a moment because I thought I only had one more. For some reason, my brain was like, we have this week and we have next. No, we do. We have this week and we have next week. We have this week and we have next week. That's exactly how months work, Margaret. Time is fake. We made it up. Okay, I have 16 days left in this month to finish most of the books on my TBR. I need to start working on The Five by Hallie Rubenhold again. Don't know if that'll happen this week, but I've got Vaultathon next week, so I want to get as many of the books that I need. Well, I still have, okay, so I have this week, next week, and then I have like half a week the week after, so it's not as dire. Hi, can you see me? Perfect. So, hi, it's, why do I never, I have this here for a reason, and I never change it. 5 is on the, nope, 5 is on this one. Perfect. There we go. It's the 15th. It's Tuesday. I want to set things on fire right now. So, I actually didn't do the math on this. Give me like 30 seconds. I'm on page 277, and this book has some of the most vile men I have ever read in fiction, in a book. Like, truly just throw them into the sun! I only care about 2 people in this book. Well, 3. Okay, Winter counts. I care about 3 people in this book right now. I care about Althea. I care about Bashram because he's not terrible, and like I think he actually might be useful to the main character. And I care about Wintro because he deserves better than the father that he has. But holy, I thought I hated Kennit the most. I thought that he was going to be the one I hated the most. Because he's self-serving. He's terrible. However, he has found like I don't know why I'm taking my socks off. I'm going to put shoes on in a minute. He has found the profitable side of doing the right thing. Keep in mind, doing the right thing here is freeing people who have been enslaved. At least he's doing the right thing, even though I hate him and he is just like I want to set Kyle on fire though, because he is the most misogynistic, patronizing, just anyways, Keffria isn't it. I don't know how she thought that this man was a good idea to marry and be the father of her children. Like, the minute her dad dies, he becomes so controlling. He's like, and obviously because they're fucking idiots, they go ahead and go like, you know, this ship that my younger sister has been raised to go ahead and like captain and sail, it's supposed to be hers. This ship that was supposed to be her birthright, we're gonna give it to him. And I'm just like, did you not trust that your sister, if you sat down with her and said, this is the state of our finances, did you not trust that she would be like, oh, well, why don't, like she would not take care of you? I am so mad right now. time we switch to either Kennit or any point of view involving Kyle, I want to just, like, throw myself off a cliff. I'm just, like, it's the worst experience in the world, and yet I want to know how Althea kicks his freaking ass. So I can't stop reading the book. I also like Althea's point of view. I think right now there's a crazy live ship that I think she and Bashrin are going to end up rehabilitating because they are both friends with it. And I think if anyone could convince that ship to sail, it would be one of them. It might make more sense for Bashrin to be the one who ends up captaining that one because he does not have a family, like a live ship family, and technically Althea does. Like, this should be her ship. The ship is really mad that she is not on board. And she, like, I'm pretty sure, like, I don't, like, the fact that the ship is not threatening to throw everyone over the side except Wintro, just impressive. They're also, so, Kyle being the asshat that he is like, we need to be able to transport the cheapest, fastest cargo. Guess what he thinks the cheapest cargo is? Yeah, guess. If you thought people, you would be right. So I hope that he gets keel-hauled by the Vivacia. I hope they let him drown under there. I hope he gets dragged into the sea by one of these sea serpents that I keep hearing about following the ships. I hope that the most terrible things happen to him. I would also like to see Kennit die terribly, but, like, I want to see Kyle die choking on his own blood. I want the most harm to happen to this man. I want him to just, like, suffer. I mean, Ronica has woken up and realized that she has a monster for a son-in-law, that he is terrible and she should never have let her daughter, like, she's starting to realize that she's gonna have to start doing some things to make sure that he doesn't ruin both of their lives. But Keffria, they both deserve to be kicked out on the street, I feel, for what they did to Althea, because they have just doomed their entire family to misery under the foot of this man. I have a video to edit, so I'm gonna go. Calm down. I'm not going to listen to any more of the book while I'm editing the video. And then I'll go for a walk and hopefully calm down, although I don't think I can listen. Like, this one's too soft for me to listen to. I'm at 2.5 speed. This is such a long book. Like, it takes forever. And I'm not hating it by any means. I mean, like, I hate characters in it, but I'm not hating the book itself by any means. It's just one of those things where I'm like, when it gets to a part where I don't like the main character, and, like, she's not enjoying, but she's, like, definitely spending some time with some characters that I dislike heavily. When we get away from, like, Wintro and Althea and Bashrin, I really just don't care about any of the other characters. I don't care about them, and I would rather not have to deal with them. I just wish we would stay with the 3 characters that I care about, and we would deal with that. So I'm gonna go now. This has been your weekly rant about terrible characters. Good morning, BookTube. Do you know what time it is? It's 7 a.m. Do you know how late I've been up? I'll use visual aids. It's dark out there. It is 7 a.m. And do you know how long I've been up today so far? 3.5 hours at this point. Why have I been up for 3.5 hours? Well, you tell me, because I have no idea. I finally got out of bed and was like, I'm going to edit the video that's supposed to go up today. It's Friday the 18th. I have a live show today. And I did, in fact, finish the book for the live show before the live show. So that's good. I gave it 3 stars. I still don't know how I feel about this book. Like, the rating might change at some point, but I don't know. Because, like, I really was invested in some of the storylines. Like, I liked Althea's storyline. I liked Wintro's to some extent. Like, I thought there were interesting things that were being done with those. Even, like, Ronica and Keffria and, to some extent, Malta's storylines. Although I just want Malta to be run over by a carriage. I want her to be trampled by a horse. I want this child to suffer consequences for being so damn stupid. she's just like really dumb. And I understand that part of that is because her mom and her grandmother are just trying to boss her around and tell her what to do instead of explaining things to her, because apparently that's a dumb thing to do with kids. I don't know why people think that. I'm out of focus again. Why am I out of focus, bitch? Thank you. But like, those storylines at least had elements in them that I found interesting, like the fact that Malta is dealing with the fact that she's 13 and she's wanting to act like an adult, but there are consequences for her doing some of the things that she's doing. Specifically, like, she wants to be flirting and all of that stuff and have fun, but that's not how people take, like, they're very much in a society where if you're showing interest in someone, you're being serious about it. And it's like, she's 12. There's no way she can be serious about any of this. Some of that towards the end did start being interesting to me. And I was talking about Kara. The guy who's pursuing her right now is 20 and she's 13, and it's gross and disgusting, but I also think that a point is being made to some extent. I don't remember what point I thought was being made because I have only had like 4 hours of sleep, but I was going to reply to Kara and tell her something. I don't remember what I was gonna tell her. It's fine, but the parts, I enjoyed some of that, but then there was so much other stuff that I was just like, what is the point of this? Like, half of the stuff we had with Kennit was unnecessary. Why did we have that? I don't care about his character. We already know he's the antagonist. He's important to the story, but not like bloat this book to 685 pages important to the story. And then we had a whole bunch of weird stuff with the serpents that I was just like, what the frack is going on here? Why is this in the book? Why is it there? If I had been her editor, I would have been like, there's too many plots, there's too much going on. You need to cut some of this. Some of this is not necessary for the plot you're telling in this book. Like, I get that it's an epic fantasy. I get that they're supposed to be chonkers, but so much, like, it's weird because I feel like nothing happened, even though a whole bunch of stuff happened, if that makes sense. Like, we've got characters all to very, or at least the characters I care about, they're all in very interesting places. I'm not sure how I feel about Brashen at the moment because I think he's being stupid. But we've got all of that. But at the same time, it's like, there were entire parts of the book where we just, like, we revisited a whole bunch of the same stuff over and over again. And I'm just like, I liked it. I think she's a fantastic writer. I just think that there is too much in this book, and it needed a stronger hand when she was editing it. So, Winter in Sokcho. This was interesting. Like, I don't know that I enjoyed it, but I didn't hate reading it. Like, the main character was a little weird. But also, like, it was really interesting because, like, we had her kind of slight weirdness also paired with, like, just the kind of touristy nature of the Frenchman that is there. And there's this really kind of weird relationship that strikes up between them where it's like, it's not romantic or sexual, but it also is. And that weirded me out a little bit. I'm just like, do people go around, like, wanting to screw random people? Like, that's a little bit further than my brain can go. But, like, it was one of those things that, like, it's a whole bunch of, like, the way that she does it, even though I'm not the biggest fan of, like, I didn't feel like there was that much that, like, it didn't feel like there was a character arc. It didn't feel like there was a change from who the character was at the beginning into who she was at the end. The author probably was making a point with that. Like, I can see that happening, and also this is not, I feel like, if you get to not U.S. fiction, or lit fic, I think this is literary fiction, but, like, that kind of stuff tends to be more internal and about the character, and it doesn't tend to have as obvious of a plot arc. Definitely stuff happens, and definitely she realizes some stuff about herself, but it was really, like, clever how she would just, like, tell this in little vignettes. Like, the chapters are super short, and am I out of focus again? I don't know why. Probably because the lighting is bad. So, like, this was really well written, and I kind of liked it better than I liked Ship of Magic. I think part of that is because I just felt like there were entire points of view where I felt like I was being held a prisoner and dragged, like I had to drag myself through them. Like I finished the book and I was like, thank God I'm free. I didn't feel that way about this one. This one, at least I had an enjoyable experience reading, even if it wasn't necessarily my kind of plot. So I think I gave this 4 stars. Don't ask me. It's 7 a.m. and I had 4 hours. Like, it's not the 7 a.m. part that bugs me. It's the 4 hours of sleep part that I'm having problems with. Okay, I gave that 3 stars. Okay. So, anyways, but where's my... Okay. So, now that I finished those, I'm moving on to my next audiobook, which I decided is going to be Persepolis Rising, because I need to have this finished by Sunday or Monday if I'm going to stick with what I want to do for Vaultathon, because I want to read all 4 books. But it's time to rip the Band-Aid off. I am so nervous about this last book. I have been putting it off because I am concerned about what they are going to do to my faves in these last 3 books. It's time to rip the Band-Aid off. I just realized that my tripod means that I can have this here while I do my makeup, possibly. I do still need somewhere to prop the mirror up, but that's fine. I have hands. We can use those. We are here to figure out. One of these days, I will find a thing for my hair. One of these days, I will find a brow pencil that I like. I have yet to find one. Like, they're either too light or they're too dark. It's very frustrating. I wouldn't even fill these things in if it wasn't for the fact that, like, that guy just goes away. Anyways, I have started Persepolis Rising. It's Friday, by the way. And a girl... I always... I was so concerned about the time jump. Just, like, massively concerned about what that meant for the characters. And really, apparently, what it means, at least at this point, is that the characters are older. I don't know. I always, like, it's so funny because I'll put off these books because I'll be like, I don't want to, like, get to the end of this series. I mean, previously I was just trying to, like, make them last until the new book came. Oh, this is actually not a bad color for me, if I'm not heavy-handed with it. Huh. I was trying to make them last when I first started the series. I was trying to make them last until the new books came out. Here, can I turn so if anyone is... Let me see if that'll work. So if you're reading my lips, you can still see what I'm saying. So, and then now we've gotten to the final, like, trilogy, because the way the authors explained the Expanse series is... Hold on. The way the authors have explained the Expanse series is it's a set of, like, 3 duologies and 1 final trilogy. And I know a little bit about what's going to happen with that final trilogy. Ugh, it's so hot in here. So take off all your clothes. Sorry, I've watched Austin Land. Anyways, long story short, I am entering into the final trilogy. Y'all just let me, like, hang out with my hair doing weird stuff like that? My God, what good are you? Anyways, I have been very concerned going into this final trilogy because now my favorite characters are old. I mean, they were already old, but, like, not like old, but, like, we were hitting the 40s, not the 30s, the 30s and getting through those, and I'm just like, concerned. But whatever point I was making, I forgot. Anyways, long story short, I knew that this trilogy was going to be a doozy for me. And I am concerned about what happens since they're all in their, like, 60s at this point, I think. And I am concerned what that means for them surviving these final 3 books. We haven't heard from Naomi yet. I'm not okay with that. So, anyways, yeah, I guess that's what I've got to tell you. And I always regret, like, jumping right into, oh, that's what it was. I was talking about how I always regret not jumping into the next one the minute I finish the first one. And yet, like, every single time I do the same thing. Every single time I do the same song and dance. Let's see, what do we want to do? We want to do this one. Do we? Maybe I want to do this one. I don't know. This palette, some of the best eyeshadows I've ever had, by the way. At least the one I got. Like, I really like the Batman and the Catwoman palettes. But this is so freaking blendable, you almost have to be careful. Because you can definitely, I'm used to having to work a little bit harder with my blending. And you could, like, definitely, like, blend the color away on these if you do too much. I'm not entirely sure what the look, oopsies, I just dug a bunch. I'm not sure what the final look is gonna be for this. I don't know, I never go into this with I very rarely go into this with a plan. I'm just like, I'm gonna throw some colors on my face. What am I feeling today? What does this do to my eyelid? Oh, it's not as dark as I thought it would be. Okay, so we need something for the corners. Okay, I'm gonna go and finish my makeup now. We have a TBR and 2 Veda videos that I just finished filming. Yay! Maybe I'll actually edit one of them before the weekend is over so I can get it scheduled. I think 1 of them, 2 of them, might be for the first week. I should probably prioritize first week stuff. But I'm also trying to figure out when is stuff going to be convenient. But anyways, the reason I'm here is, apparently, can you see that? Can you see that? Apparently, look at that, Bruce. When you are sitting on the hardwood floor, all you need is leg weight to make your foot bruised. I have bruises on both ankle bones now. This one is the worst because I'm always crossing my legs so that one's against the floor. I'm trying to change that up, but anyways, I have read some of Persepolis Rising. It's over there somewhere. Everything is basically the same. People are being foolish, and Jim is being called to go scare them into not being foolish. So, par for the course. Specifically, he's being called in because he has a warship, but he has also a heart of gold, and so is very bad at following directions when those directions actively harm someone he does not believe should be harmed. So anyways, I have a llama shirt, and I can't believe that I did not wear my llama shirt in either of the videos that I did for this particular movie. If I didn't need to do my TBR tomorrow, I would refilm it. I think I might have deliberately not worn it for the first one because that was a little too much, but like the second one would have been fine. I'm gonna go figure something out for dinner, and then I need to edit a video that needs to go up tomorrow, and I'm gonna put some of these books away. Yeah. Tired. I want to take a nap, but if I take a nap, then nothing will get done. I don't have my book. That's a problem. Where is it? I'll be right back. Do you see that? Right there. I literally just looked at it. Okay, so I'm actually not sure how far into Leviathan Wakes at this point because I haven't checked in a while, actually. Where are we? Chapter 20. Oh, battery's dying. Be right back. All right, we're back. Okay, so as I just figured out, I am on page 219 of this dang book. It's really funny because this book is just basically like, oh my god, there's so much going on here. So we have Bobby, we have Jim, we have Sing, who's from Laconia, and we have, oh my god, who's the third? Wait, is it only 3? Hold on, there's one more. Drummer. So much is going on right now. But the funniest thing is, like, so this book happens 30 years after the last book. It's been a few decades, which is what concerned me. However, the way that we've gotten it, I'm less concerned now, just because, like, I don't know. Anyways, so it's really funny because Jim's like, yeah, why don't we retire? That's a good idea, Naomi. And then the universe conspires to make that absolutely impossible for him. It's fantastic. I'm really enjoying it. I'm enjoying, like, they're not being subtle in this one. Like, they came after, or they went out to a, I have it in my phone. The thing about this gate system that they have in the Expanse is if too many people go through at the wrong time, it actually kind of unmakes certain ships. So you have to be really careful about that. And there is a colony that decided they don't care. They're just going to go through whenever they want to. And they barely missed, like, vaporizing another ship or making another ship completely, like, non-existent anymore. And so the Rocinante was sent out to take care of that. And it was really funny because they were sent out, and the assessment of this colony that they're sent out to is 300 people who hate centralized authority and love guns. Not being subtle. And then one of the other, like, really, like, the main plot line that's going to be the issue through this kind of trilogy of the series is we've got a character. I won't give away anything because it's a character you would know from the past. But we have a character that is decided he's going to be a god emperor, and he is the savior of humanity, and he is going to come from the colony that they are on, where they have been working with certain things, and they are going to take over all of the colonies and our solar system, and he is going to teach the rest of humanity how to be civilized, basically, is the argument. He's going to teach them how to human, because they're not humaning right. And I'm just like, wow, this is just, like, they are really doing a good job of kind of taking that colonialization mindset that we see through so much of Earth's history, especially, like, European history, that mindset that they had coming to literally anywhere that was not Europe, honestly. They would go places and they'd be like, well, people don't do things the way we do them, so clearly they're doing them the wrong way. And, oh, look how violent they are. Like, you're not violent yourselves. And all of that stuff. And that mentality of bringing civilization. And it's just, like, so very obvious how wrong it is. And yet, we see, because one of the point of view characters is someone who came from this colony where they've been raised to kind of think this is the right thing to do. You see how very, like, I guess, brainwashed he's been to the idea that they are the only ones that really have a vision for humanity and know what the right next step is going to be. I think it's just interesting. I like what they're doing with it. I think they are doing a very good job for, they've always shown a pretty good understanding of the way that the powerful treat those they don't see as powerful. They've always had a really good understanding of that in this series, so I really do like it's just continuing on with that, and I just, it's making me angry, but I'm also really liking kind of, like, I am surprised that they have any right-wing fans at this point, which they clearly do based on the author's Twitters. Or Twitter. It's the James S.A. Corey Twitter. Because, like, they come out of the woodworks to be dumb all the time and tell the authors that they're not doing the book right. It was really funny. Somebody came out at them talking about, oh, well, socialism is bad. Like, you see how it works with BASIC and, like, whatever. And so James S.A. Corey, like, very, I think it's one of them. I think it's Ty, who has an actual... Ty, who does not have a Twitter account, and Daniel does, but Ty has no desire to have a Twitter account, but he ends up running their joint Twitter account. But he came in and he was like, well, like, the whole point of BASIC is that it is not, like, it's welfare, it's not actual, like, livable wages. That's the point, that's the problem. The fact that they are not trying to actually give people what they need to thrive, they're just giving them basic subsistence. Brilliant. It's also very clear that they realized at some point that, which they've always had a pretty good, not pretty good, but like they've had a good amount of characters that are queer. And then James's parents are part of a polycule. But it's very obvious that they had a realization in the show that like just having like this off-screen polycule that we know about is really not good rep, and so they actually brought it in and made one of the characters poly. There's a lot of stuff where you can see them taking notes and seeing the weaknesses they had in the series and being really open, because they're producers, I believe, on the show, so they do have some say in what happens, and like it's nice to see that they didn't stand in the way of either like what the director wanted to do, not showrunner wanted to do to really kind of balance things out and correct those, or they actually came with notes saying, hey, this is some of this stuff, like the first book, we don't have enough female characters. It is very obvious we don't have enough female characters, so can we like correct that? And so we get Avasarala in the first season and somebody else. Because I don't think we see Bobby until the second. Yeah, we don't see Bobby until the second season. We get so much Bobby in this one. I'm so happy. No Naomi. It's fine. It's fine. I mean, Naomi is in there. We just aren't getting her point of view. It's fine. Literally every time Naomi is on page, she is being smart and clever, and yeah, it's great. It's also very wonderful how she and Jim work, because he is so open to her being like, no, bad idea. And he'll be like, okay. Like he's not upset when she, like he's not upset really when I think most of them call him out, but he's not upset when she calls him out, and like he actually looks to her to be the one that goes, okay, yeah. Like, and not in a like, you are my conscious kind of way, but more in a like, what do you think? What is your opinion? Because he weighs her opinion so highly. They don't always agree, and sometimes they have to do stuff that they both know is a bad idea in the series, but anyways, I am enjoying it so much. Very concerned though. Kind of. I don't know. I feel like I'm being lulled into a false sense of security in this one, despite the fact that they've just had this hostile takeover happen where they are. I feel like I'm being lulled into a false sense of security, and James S.A. Corey is getting ready to just absolutely rip my freaking heart out. So I'm going to go listen to this while I do some food prep, and then I need to finish my video tonight, and I've got to do a little bit. I don't think I need to do much prep for D&D tonight, but I need to do a little bit of prep. We only have about 2 hours, so there's only so far we're going to be able to get anyways, and I've already got a couple of scenarios created for things. How I am going to get them to go in the order that I know is going to benefit them the most, I don't know. Because the way this game was set up is they were supposed to complete some stuff that was going to get them to level 2 before they did the other thing, and we now have 2 options, and I'm not sure how I'm going to get them to do option 1, which they've already skipped but can still go back to, instead of option 2. It's a good group for me to cut my teeth on, because like most of them are as new at this as I am, and the ones that have played besides my brother, like the ones that have played, it's been a while. So like they're kind of learning along with me, several of them, but at the same time, some of the biggest shit stirrers I know are in this group. So mostly it's just Cal. Cal just enjoys breaking things. In as much as you can break things in Dungeons and Dragons. Yo!
You
What did I do?
are not answering my messages about Batman. Okay?
Oh, whoa, what happened?
Alright? It's so much. What hasn't happened?
It's only my favorite moment in the entire...
I mean, there's so many of them. Like, so many moments have happened. But, like,
Yeah.
first of all, we're in the middle of a very serious fight with Scarecrow, okay? And
I'm sorry, I was downstairs trying to finish my food prep in time and clean up after myself so that I wouldn't have to do it when we're done here. All right. Apparently, let's see. So, y'all are waking up in the, oh God, what's the name of it? The Stonehill Inn. Can you tell I haven't looked at this since? Y'all are waking up at the Stonehill Inn. A couple of y'all maybe hit it a little too hard last night when it came to the wine and the ale. But you're still alive. And that's the good part. Tea Leaf happens to have the hog-tied, shit-mouthed Jarrett Boarhide in his room. Tea Leaf.
That's right, we really fucked that guy up for no good reason.
I love that I got more reaction out of whatever is going on in the comic for Cal than...
You're a liar, Margaret.
What?
You're a liar. You're lying to me.
I don't know what to tell you except that they are all in future comics, Cal. Alright, my loves, hello. Today is, embarrassingly, not on this thing. There we go. It's March 21st. And actually, that's a good idea. Let's pull out the super tight hairband. It is March 21st, and we are ending this vlog, so we can start another one. So I did manage in this vlog to finish the entirety of Ship of Magic by Robin Hobb. I got through the entire thing. I don't recommend doing it in 4 days if you're going to absolutely hate certain characters with a burning passion. Like, we're talking 3rd degree sunburn, burning passion. It was a lot, and there was no way for me to take any breaks. So I think I will space out reading Mad Ship a little bit more. I think that her world building is solid as always. I think she's trying to do too much in this book. I think that there's an entire perspective we did not need. We didn't need anything from the serpents. I'm sorry, we don't, Robin. And then one of the perspectives that we had, while it was interesting to know the things that he knew and to kind of follow that journey, we didn't need as much of this character as we got. I feel like we needed to know the events that were happening around them, but I feel like we just, there were certain places where it was well, why did we check in with them? Because we literally, there's no progress from one place to the next. It's just oh, and you're the exact same spot, and then you're going to be in the exact same spot the next one. So I just That's my biggest problem. We had to spend so much time in Kennett's freaking head. Just why? Why, Robin? Why? That was my audiobook for most of the week. And then, after a slight break, this is not a slight book, after a slight break from audiobooks, I still have my earbud in, speaking of. I'm not listening to anything right now. I started Persepolis Rising by James S.A. Corey. This is not a hard book to read because 3 of the 4 points of view I like. I haven't finished it. I'm 304 pages in, and I haven't read any more of it because we are going into Vaultathon. So I'm here, and this is just, it's a good book, okay? I love it. It is so well written. Even the part that is the character that is the villain, there are parts of it, the way that it is being written, it is going to connect, and the things that you are learning, it is so obvious the things you are learning in this point of view are going to affect the characters, and so you are invested in knowing the events of this point of view, not necessarily in knowing this person. He's like the Madison Crawford, basically, of this world. And then the final one that I did, which I haven't finished, but we'll get there, is the Untold Lives of the Women Killed by Jack the Ripper by Hallie Rubenhold. This is it's really good. This is one of the most accessible fiction books I have ever read. She writes with such, she just writes with such ease. It is easy and pleasant to read, even though, I mean, like, not pleasant because of the content, but, like, you are not having to work terribly hard to understand what she's giving you. She almost, this is almost like the same amount of care. She's telling you a story, so it's almost like fiction, in my opinion. Like, she definitely has to have done some creative writing work or something, because she knows what she's doing in communicating this story. Eventually, I'll update with you and I will be finished it, hopefully. So those are the books that I read this week. Trying to get some of the books off of my TBR. No, not off of my TBR. These aren't on my TBR. Some of the books from my TBR read so that I do not fail the final year of Questmore. That's been the goal here. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Also, if you enjoyed this video, I will have videos over here for you to check out. That is it for now, my friends. Happy reading, and I will see you later when we will talk about more wordy, nerdy things. Bye!